Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. If it is your first time here, then hi, my name's Lotion and I'm really glad you clicked in this video. Today I'm sharing with you the fourth update to my 2025 main project pan. If this is your first video, or if you just haven't seen any other videos in this series, I will link the playlist up in the eye that's got all the videos thus far in chronological order so that you can go and watch it from the intro. But if you are up to date, or if you do just want to jump straight in on update number 4, then let's get on into the products. Starting off with my primer, this is the product that I am weighing. At the last update this weighed 18 grams, and for this update I brought this down by 2 grams to 16 grams. Now I do think I could have probably used a little bit more of this, however between the last update and this update I actually went on holiday and I took a little mini primer away with me. Now my thought process there was that I have an overall goal to try and finish up 4 primers in my collection this year, which I'm trying to achieve alongside having this full-size one in this project. So I thought going on holiday was a really good opportunity to try and just like knock a little mini one out to get another one towards my goal, especially because that was towards the end of June that I was away. So I thought if I could have got it into my Q2 empties, then when I was doing my 6th month update, you know, that would be reflected. However, what ended up happening was that it was the Gucci mattifying primer that I took away, and I absolutely loved it. I'd forgotten how good that primer is, so then I ended up not wanting to finish that and moving on to another mini primer when I came back to try and get that in. But if you have watched my Q2 empties video, you will know there was no primers in there, so despite my endeavours I actually didn't manage to finish either of these 2 minis to get them into the Q2, but I think because I was using them, that kind of slowed down my use of this one. I do think though this is really nearing its end. I feel like I'm really having to squeeze it out. I said that in the last update I think. So I do think this will be done quite quickly. I feel like because it's quite a thick formula, once I cut it open there's still going to be quite a lot of product to use up. So I am really trying to put off cutting it open until it's absolutely not plausible to squeeze any more out. But I am at a point where I am using my tube squeezer to try and get the product out of this, so I don't think the cutting it open stage is too far away, maybe not by the next update but the update after. So I do think this will be done in the relatively near future, and hopefully then I'll still be able to use up another 2 minis or whatever by the end of the year to get those 4 for my overall bigger picture goal. Onto my Hourglass Blush. My goal in the project is to either use this 100 times or to finish it, whichever one comes first. At the last update I had used this 33 times and I used it 13 times between the last update and this update, bringing my total uses to 46. I am quite late between filming. I filmed the cutaways for this in relatively good time, but I'm quite late filming this chatty bit. So even from the cutaway this probably looks a little bit more used than it does at the official check-in for this update. But I did say in the last update I had thought, given I was now like a third of the way through those uses basically, that I might have seen more of a change. I've still not seen a huge change exactly, but I'm definitely noticing that this bit here is getting thinner and thinner. So I'm hoping by the next update that I might have actually cleared off this, which will then, if I'm at 46 uses for this one, by the next update I'm definitely going to be over the halfway point. And I think it would be quite nice if by the time I'm kind of over the halfway point I've also sort of very clearly cleaned one half of the pan at least. So that's where we are just now, chipping away at it, but that is, I'm hoping for the next update to have a little bit more of an exciting visual change, and that I'm hoping this will be cleaned off. So fingers crossed for that. I've also got my Hourglass Highlight in this. Again, the goal is to use this 100 times. This was basically brand new at the start of the project, so I'm not expecting anything too dramatic to happen within those 100 uses, but I am hoping that will be enough to hit pan. At the last update, I'd used this 32 times. I've used it 13 times between the last update and now, taking my uses for this update to 45. This is getting really irritating, and I'm so sorry because it must be really boring for you guys, but the camera just does not seem to pick this up. Although obviously I've not hit pan or anything, I have been concentrating on this side of the highlight, and to the human eye you can really see when you look at this palette that this side of that product is like far more used. I don't know if the reason the camera doesn't really show this is because it's like a baked product that's raised rather than like a flat product that I'm drilling into. Like it maybe picks up depth better than when you're just chipping away at something that's coming out, especially because it's kind of coming out to a point in the middle, so it's not even like it's super flat and I'm digging in. It's already on a curve to start with. So yeah, I'm really sorry. I feel like this is a really boring product for you guys, but still hopeful that we'll get a bit of pad exposed by the end of the project, which will hopefully at least give you guys a visual change. Enjoying the product, but really pretty boring in terms of visual changes on camera, I'm afraid. The last makeup product in the project is my Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss. This I used quite a bit between the last update and this update. It has definitely come down quite a good jump. I've been really slacking in that since this last update. Again, this is my problem whenever I have a bit of a delay between filming the cutaways and this bit, is that I sort of stop using the products because I don't want to cause too much visual change between the cutaway and the chatty bit. This is definitely turning into the product that is moving much more slowly than I would have predicted in the project, but I am enjoying it. I do enjoy it as a lip gloss. I need to just basically get this onto my desk at work and start topping up with it through the day. That is the plan. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit more consistent movement with this product. Another one that I really need to do that with is my hand cream. So this has come down. I've been better between the last update and this update, but this has been a little bit more slow moving than I would have liked. But I think, again, I need to just take this into work, get it on my desk and just be topping up with it through the day. Whereas at the moment it's sitting in the house, I'm using it at night and whatever, but that's really not adding up to very much in the way of usage. There's the last update, there's this update. It's definitely going a little bit slower than I had expected. It has moved down, so I'm not being super negative in anything, but I do think get this on my desk at work and it'll go much more quickly. One that I can't really put on my desk at work, but which I would like to move more quickly, is my La Roche-Posay Retinol Eye Cream. This has come down a little bit. Like, I have been using this, but it's definitely quite slow moving. I think I said at the last update, I really need to have a little bit of a rejig of how I'm storing things. Like, this has been in my Project Pan box rather than with my skincare. Then I'd moved it into my skincare, but the reality is actually my skincare box is so overflowing that I'm still not really seeing this. I'm quite a visual person. If something's not in front of me for me to lift it and use it, it will go out of my head. I have got so much stuff that there will be so much other stuff in front of me that anything that's not there vying for attention will fall. So I really do need to do a good clear out. I have actually started a bit of a decluttering session. So I did my desk earlier in the month and I posted that. I think it went up as a short on YouTube. But I've also started a wardrobe declutter, which it's a big undertaking. So I'm about halfway through that. So I feel like I need to finish that off rather than abandoning it halfway to look at my beauty stuff. But once that wardrobe clear out is done, it's taking forever. It is like an even bigger job than I thought I was signing up for. So in the future, when that is done, which will hopefully come in the next month or so, I do definitely want to do a proper clear out. And I think when I do that and kind of get rid of the chaff, that'll help with this. But at the moment, this is still quite slow moving, but it did come down a little bit, so I shouldn't complain too much. My Origins Original Skin Mask was 36 grams at the last update. For this update, I've used 5 grams and got it down to 31 grams. This is at a point where it needs cut open. I've been kind of putting that off until I'd filmed this, but I'm going to cut this open tonight actually. and I think there's probably only like maybe 2 to 3 uses left once I cut this open. I think this will be done by the next update, which is very exciting. And another product that will be done by the next update for definite is my Sculpted by Amy body lotion. At the last update, this weighed 130 grams, and for this update, I'd used 10 grams of that and got it down to 120 grams. I ended up cutting this open literally the day before I filmed the cutaways. Even since I filmed the cutaway and now, you can probably see I've used so much of this. Now that this is cut open and the packaging is not causing all the issues that it was, I'm using this basically as my main body lotion. Fully expect this to be leaving us at the next update. I'm hoping the next update will be quite a good one, like this one and the Origins product I expect to be leaving the project, and I'm hoping that that blush will be cleared off, so I'm I've got high hopes for the next update that it will be quite an exciting one. I have one hair care product in this project. It's this Orbe Super Shine Moisturising Cream. Now, this hasn't moved very much between the last update and this update. The last update, this was 38 grams. At this update, this is 35 grams. However, if you have been watching my 5 by Fall project pan, I will link that up in the eye if you've not. I had put a hair product in that would have been used in place of this one. So that definitely has had an impact on the usage of this month. However, to give you spoilers for that project and for the update that just went up last week for that product has actually been finished within that project. It has left the project, so I'm expecting this to pick back up in usage by the next update. And the final product to update you on is my Guerlain Shalimar perfume. Really love this, and I mean, you can see when you look at this straight on, there is not a lot left. And if I look at it in terms of on the side where I've been marking it, this has definitely come down another good bit. I felt at the start of the month this really wasn't moving very much, so I had put, again, there's a sort of perfume product in that 5 by Fall project pan. I put that on the back burner a little bit to make sure I was getting some use out of this, and I think I did that in enough time that by this update I had still got a reasonable jump. But yeah, I mean, there is so little left in this. This is a year-long project. We're only in July. This is definitely going to be finished, so I'm not worried about this at all, even with having the other perfume product in that other project. Those are all of the updates that I have for July for my 2025 project pan. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!